All right. Hello, everyone. I think we are live. Let me pause the music. There we go. There we go. All right. Can you hear me? Okay. Oh, the music's playing again. Why is the music playing? Let's today. So that's all. Let's see here.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. So we're good now. All right, cool. I think for some reason I can hear like the repeat of YouTube. Are you guys able to hear that too?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's just on my side.
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder if I have a second thing up here. Oh, yep. You know what? I think that's what it is. I've got another instance of Some Worlds up of the YouTube channel. There we go. Now I can hear everyone. Hello. Sorry about that. This is Jedi. As you all know, I don't know how to use YouTube Live yet, so here we are. But yeah, it's great to have everyone. It looks like we got actually a bunch of guests already. We've got Andrea with us, Andrea Martinez, and we also have Marcio as well. So yeah, hey, Andrea and Marcio, happy Saturday.
Yeah, happy Saturday to you. And hi, everyone. Thank you for joining and taking some time out of your Saturday.
Yeah, we're really happy you're here with us. We have some exciting stuff to check today.
Yes, guys.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Very
We got
exciting.
a ton of people. We got Javier. We got Hunty. You're here. Nemosia, which I take it is probably Nemos. Jeremiah.
Enters.
The Go-Go. Oh, Ender's Cave's here?
Yeah, we got Enders.
Awesome. Hey, Enders. We got Tofu Eater. Wizard Harry 5. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, we got a ton of people. So, big thanks to Marcio for naming the notification today. He was talking about how hungry he is. Since it's Saturday, he's going to go eat some juicy burgers. So if you saw the notification on the app where it says new features and juicy burgers, there's no other reason that we named it that except for just that Marcio is very hungry. So thank you, Marcio. So. All right, guys. So let's see. So today's plan is we're going to talk about Worlds. We have been live for about 1 week with the beta, which is awesome. And we've had a bunch of people participate in beta. We've had about, I think, 30, 40 people so far participate in the private beta. So thank you all for the people who have participated. We got a ton of feedback. We've heard like what you guys love, what you guys hate, what you guys are confused about, and what you guys what makes 100% sense. So that's been, I think, really, really successful. Marcio has been helping go through like the feedback with me and the team, and yeah, we're just going through, we're processing all of it. So our goal today is we want to basically go through some of the worlds for everyone who has not yet participated in the beta. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about the next phase of beta. We're going to be opening it up in a rolling phase where we're going to open it up for more and more and more people. And eventually we're going to open it up for everybody. So that's going to be pretty cool. So I think that's the agenda. Did I miss anything, Marcio or Andrea?
No, pretty spot on.
No. Yeah, that's what was discussed.
All right, cool. So in the chat, we're going to be watching the chat. I'm actually watching it live right here. So, and actually, I can even put an overlay. Let me see if it looks good for an overlay. Oh yeah, here we got the overlay. So we even have the little overlay of everyone saying hi. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments for us or any ideas, please let us know. Part of this is to go over Worlds and the feedback that we've already received and kind of like some of the changes that we're making. Part of it is also a discussion. So, yeah, please participate, right? We are building out some Worlds with the community as you guys are interacting with it and as you're using it and as you're communicating. So, yeah, please chat away. And for everyone who's watching this after the fact, we will leave this up on YouTube, so you'll be able to come in here and watch the whole video, and then also you'll be able to reach out to us on Discord afterwards. Okay, All right, cool. So let's start by showing off some worlds here. So we had two different people on Discord, two of our community members. They volunteered to have their worlds shown here. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to show two of them. And let's see. Let's go with Beck Aldu by Valithrax first. So all right. So if you guys haven't seen worlds yet, essentially a world is a world. It's supposed to match real life. You can think of it kind of like a overpowered collection, but essentially we're trying to structure the experience of a world so that when you go into a world, you're going to see details about it. So for this one, we see Beck Aldu, which is a dazzling futuristic realm where neon lights blaze across the skies, casting an otherworldly glow over the landscape. The central air sprawls expansively, its towering structures and elevated districts casting long shadows over the intricate network of subterranean levels. All right, so we go in, we have the whole details, and then we have these different locations here, okay? So this particular world has two locations that are created. If we wanted to go into a location, we would simply click on it here, and then we can go in and then we can see both the landmarks and the characters that are inside this location, okay? So in this location here, oh, sorry, I keep clicking to copy text to the keyboard, just ignore that. So in this location, we've got two landmarks. We have the Crimson Spire and the Ivory Tower. Now, one of the things that a lot of people have been asking for is the ability to edit landmarks. So we are adding that. It's probably going to be done at the end of this week, I think. Is that right, Marcio?
That is correct. The ticket is already being assigned to one of the devs. I would even say maybe midweek. But yeah, this week for sure.
Awesome. So you will be able to edit your landmarks now. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to restrict it to still have 2 or 3 landmarks per location. The reason for that is simply just a performance thing. We don't want too many different landmarks loading at once. But we're going to test it out. So let us know, community, if you see like a good use case for more than 3 landmarks. Maybe it was something we can add later. And then we also have the characters. So from a hierarchy perspective, we have a world. Imagine that you take this big world. Actually, I have a globe here. Let me go get my globe. Here we go. It's a very small globe, but imagine you have this world, which is a globe, right? And then you go into a location, which means you zoom in to a specific spot on the actual world, and that's a location. You're going to see different landmarks about it, and then there's going to be people who live there. So these are going to be characters. These could be either characters that you yourselves, imagine that yourselves are, or they could be NPCs. We're trying to keep it as open as possible. We have a lot of authors here. We have a lot of world builders here. We have a lot of people who play games like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinders. So we're trying to keep it very open, but we want it to make sense contextually. All right. So if you have a character, that character has to exist somewhere. And so it has to live inside a location within a world, okay? Then if we go inside a character, right, if you want to learn more about this character Tank, then you can see the character card as you normally do. And then there's going to be a couple changes to the character cards that we've made here. First thing first is that we've updated the display of the character card. It's going to look a little bit different than it did. Hopefully we made some improvements that you all like. And the other cool thing is that you can actually click to collapse each section of it. So, we know some of the cards get very long and you might be trying to do edits or that kind of thing. So this allows you to just, summarize, different pieces of information. Anything else that we changed about the character cards, Marcio?
As far as the details and stats, no, that's it. So that way you display and visualize the stats, and then that navigation on top, where we're going to have the different type of buttons. We are reducing like the duplicate, and yeah, there you go.
Okay, yep. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we did change that. We did add a menu here. And I guess when we go into our own characters, we'll dive more into the menu. All right, so details is essentially the same thing for a character, but you're going to notice a bunch of extra tabs here. So we've got equipment, we have traits, and we have knowledge, right? So I'm going to let me go to a different character, and let me see if we can find one that's a little bit more filled in here. I think this one is, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, perfect. All right, so for this character, if we go to equipment, we see that right now, the only thing that's equipped is a spell, okay? Now, the goal of equipment is to literally have your characters be able to have equipment on them. If you equip something, you automatically know about it. Like your character automatically knows about it, okay? So this is going to kind of tie in with knowledge here. For everything, we're trying to match real life, and I know that's kind of difficult when in fantasy and sci-fi settings, but as much as possible, we're matching real life. So, for instance, if you have a character named what's his character's name? AM1, right? So I'm going to call him Am. If you have a character named Am and you equip a breastplate on him or a helmet, the character obviously knows about the helmet, right? And so we're making that a requirement where the character is always going to know about the equipment that they have. That was something that was requested a lot by the community. So yeah, well, hopefully everyone likes that. And then you can also additionally add knowledge of other things. So for instance, this character is part of one location. So this is part of Beck Aldu Gate, but this character also has knowledge of another location as well, right? And this is going to influence your chats. So when you're actually chatting with a character, if I start chatting with this person here, live demo, let's see if it works, right? Hi there, right? What spells do you know? Or I'm sorry, let's say what locations do you know about? Let's see if it works. We'll see. If it doesn't work, we'll fix it. But if it does work, then fantastic. All right, cool. So let's see. I'm familiar with the sprawling metropolis of New Eden. All right, perfect. So I think that's probably part of the story of this world.
Correct.
It is? All right, awesome. Then it worked. Hey, live demo actually works. That's fantastic. So, this person now knows about the location that you linked it to. Important thing here is that you as the world builder are going to have to choose what you want your character to know about, right? So that's like an important piece. They're not going to know about everything automatically. Imagine that me, Marcio, and Andrea each go into a city. Let's use Philadelphia, right? We all go to Philadelphia. I've been living here a while. I know, most of the restaurants and stuff. Andrea comes to visit. She doesn't know all the restaurants. So she would actually have to go to a restaurant in order to know about it. And let's say me and Andrea have never met, then she wouldn't know about me until we actually meet, right? Which makes sense, conceptually. So it's going to be the same thing in some worlds when you guys are creating your worlds. All right. I think we had a bunch of chat in here. Marcio or Andrea, could one of you guys let me know, were there any questions that we should answer? So should we take a pause and answer some questions?
Yeah, we just got a question from Enderscape. It's the last comment right now.
Okay, cool. Let's see here. All right. So, well, you're here for that. You could make an elven location or an elven world, perhaps both if you wish, and just add an elf to an elven location, or make that location house several species if you wish. Yeah, totally, Enders. So, essentially, I think what Enders is asking here. So, yes, you can make a world, called like the Elven world, and then you can make a series of locations, and as long as a summon is bound to that world, like as long as it exists within that world, then you can add knowledge about any other summon within that world, right? But it just has to be part of the world, and that's going to be the most important thing. Marcia?
Jedi, Just a King asked a very good and valid question. Can we incorporate old summons into a new world? And the answer to that is yes. Every single summon you have created so far to this date will be available to be bounded to a world.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. Oh, cool. Hey, we can pop them up on the screen. I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah, really cool feature. And yeah, just so can everyone see what is the comment that we're replying to. And we have
Yeah.
another question here too. Let's see. Let me switch over. This one.
Is it possible to narrow down a race to a landmark when we add an elven NPC to a landmark, for example, to make a landmark region elvish? Am I confusing? I don't know. Okay, I think I understand the question. So right now, right now we don't have races as a feature. However, we did see on Discord that is a well requested feature.
Yes.
So we're planning on adding races in the future. I just don't have a ton of information yet because we haven't designed it out yet on how that's going to look.
Yeah, just for everyone to know, we go through your feature requests on Discord. We acknowledge them, and then we add them to like a spreadsheet where our lead designer William, who is not here today, but you have seen him in like previous lives before. He's the one that proposes ideas and then go through a whole process of getting the design approved. So right now it's on William's radar because we have acknowledged a few Discord requests about that.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, awesome. So yeah, if there's any other questions, Andrea, if you just want to pop up questions like as they come, that would probably be easiest, and then I'll just look for the interruption. All right, cool. So okay, so that's kind of like a high level of that hierarchy. A world has multiple locations. Each location has multiple characters, and then any character is going to have any set of equipment. Okay. Now, there was also one other world I just wanted to show really quick, which was this one. I believe it is. Yeah, I think it's by Nemos. So this is Solemn World Forest. And again, this one has 3 different locations here. We have the Tower of Summoning Relics, Astral, and the Chamber of Convergence. All right. And I'm going to go into these in a second here. Here, I'll go into one of them. So I'll go into Astral, and then we can see it's different information. It's got a character. This character has, I believe, some equipment. Yeah, she has a weapon equipped, armor equipped, a couple items, and a spell. Right. And then if we go to her knowledge, you can see that she automatically has all of that added. Right. So that's automatically added. And you can see it's locked here. That lock symbol means that she knows about it because she's wearing it, right? Now, another feature that we added is traits. So this is something that we wanted to add to make the chat experience a little bit more customizable and dynamic. So these are going to be auto-generated when you create a new character, but you can customize these, right, as the character owner. So style of speaking is going to be exactly that. And for this character, she has a soft yet commanding voice with lyrical cadence that resonates like a cosmic melody. Her personality is wisdom wrapped in ethereal grace, exuding a calm authority, and then emotional responses. Serene resolve mixed with a profound empathy, often touched by the weight of universal burdens. So these are going to come about when you're actually chatting with this character. So let me go ahead and let me actually chat with the character here. And I'm going to say hello, right? And while she's typing back, there is a couple big changes and big improvements that we made to the chat settings, and just like this whole setup. So the first thing you see here is this flame here, okay? If you click on the flame, we still have the ability to add the voice chat, to turn it on and off. That hasn't changed. And then now we've added this tab called knowledge. Okay. Now you can see here that knowledge right now is on, and it's currently costing about 0.00000085 mana per chat. Okay. Now, what does that mean? If I turn it off here, the flame, turns off. So that means it's not going to use knowledge. If I turn it on, it's going to use knowledge. So a lot of people have been requesting that their summons know about other things, right? When you're chatting with them. That's been one of the biggest limitations in Summon Worlds up until today. We're changing that, right? And in order to change that, we had to build a whole new system for actually tracking knowledge and giving people the ability to customize it. So if you click into the chat settings, you're going to see this new context window here, okay? And this context window gives you a breakdown of where the context is being passed in from. Now, context is it's what the AI companies essentially bill by, right? So, when you're using Summon Worlds, we are essentially, taking your request and then we are distributing it across a couple different AI providers. There's OpenAI, Anthropic, etc. Right? We got all these different ones. Each model is good for a different thing. Some are better for chats. Some are better for like stat creation. It's complex on the back end, so I won't bore you with all those details. But essentially, they bill us, and that means they bill you by the context. So the larger the context, like the more information you pass in, the higher the bill, right? But it's also the more realistic the actual chat is, right? And that's like the benefit to this. So you can see down here that we have 3 different tabs. We've got the knowledge tab, we've got the instructions tab, and then we have the memories tab, okay? And under each is going to be 3 different things. So memories are going to be automatically created as you're chatting. So if you have 10, I think is it 10 conversations or is it 6?
It's 10 messages between you and the AI.
Yeah, okay. So every 10
6
messages.
responses, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. So basically, like, you send 5, it sends 5 back, and then it creates a summarized memory, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So there you go. So as you're chatting with the characters, it's going to automatically create memories every 10 combined messages. Or you could just add one here, right? You can add a custom one. You can do that as well. And then we also have the chat instructions. You know what? My screen is frozen here. So let me see if I can reload. Let me do this. There we go. All right, you can still see it, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry, froze for a second. All right, so you can see down here, we got the chat instructions. So these are the styles of speaking that we talked about. So in this one, Nemos actually created this character and they set the default style of speaking, right? But I'm a user. I'm just a regular user. I see Nemos's character and I like it. So I say, okay, I want to chat with this person. But maybe I'm going on an adventure and I don't know, it's a little bit different. Like I want her to be a little bit more aggressive. I can customize this for myself. So I can say loud and commanding, right? And then change that. And that way you as a user, you can customize your personal experience. You don't have to wait for, you don't have to ask the owner to change it, right? You can also turn it off. So, let's say that you're running out of mana, or let's say that, there's a lot of instructions here and there's a lot of memories and a lot of knowledge. We wanted to give you the ability to kind of control your billing a little bit. So, if you don't want the style of speaking, you can simply turn it off. And as you turn it off, you can see the AI context changes and the estimated cost per message changes here as well. Okay. And then same thing for knowledge. Now, so we're calling this world knowledge. This is all the stuff that was created by the author to give that character like their personality and their knowledge set, like what they know about. All of it can be customized if you want. It's going to be up to you, as the end user who's chatting with this character. But I would suggest keeping these on because the authors of these worlds, they're going to be creating the characters for you to engage with intent, with purposeful intent. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Marcio.
No. You're spot on, and something that about memories that we didn't mention is that currently you need to either send more messages to like retrain the AI or backtrack your conversation with that in the chat and then lose the whole conversation thread with the AI. Now with memories, you can edit those memories. So one, you're not erasing messages, and two, you're not wasting messages. So you can just edit the memory whenever you want and like make like update pretty much what the character knows and remembers about your conversations.
Yeah, good point,
So we're
Marcio.
making you save it, messages and mana.
And I saw we have a bunch of questions. Nemo said, "Can we have a chat, like a chat group or group chat, like 2 or more characters?" Not yet, but we do have adventure mode that we are currently kind of working on in the background, and that's going to allow some stuff kind of like that. So we'll talk about that a different day, though.
Now with knowledge, the character will know about multiple characters at the same time.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So Sanak said, "Hi, I'm kind of new here. Will this feature be open for non-pro users like me, or will there be a pre-builded worlds where you join and play?" Yeah, great question. So essentially, Worlds is going to be open for everyone, right? Marcio, is that what we decided?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Marcio, he's my like check my facts here. So yeah, Worlds will be open for everyone, and so will all these new knowledge features and context features. Like essentially, at the end of the day, running some worlds costs real money, right? So we can't give away everything for free, right? Because literally, if you use it, every time you use it, it charges us, like a couple cents from the AI hosting providers, and then we pass that through to you, right? But with that said, we do have the ability for people to do to just do like mana purchases, like one-time mana purchases, because we know like not everyone wants to do a full subscription. And so we're trying to open this up where everyone will have access to it. Pro users will obviously they'll have access to more mana. They'll have access to a couple more benefits like legendary and magical creations. There's also going to be some more benefits coming down the way as well. But everyone will be able to use the core features for summons, worlds, and chat.
Yep.
All right. What else? What else we got? All right. Will editing the locations include the ability to generate our own pictures for it? Yeah. Do you want to answer this one, Marcio?
Yep. So I'm assuming you're asking about like the same way you're adding images to a character, weapon, item, or any other summon type. You will be able to re-roll the image for that landmark. S and then you already are able to like add additional images to a location as well. So to answer your question, yes, you will have the ability to enter prompts to customize the additional images or to edit the landmark.
Yeah, and here I'll go to my world here. All right, so we have a world here called Earth. We've got 2 locations called Sandcastle, and then yeah, you can add as many images as you'd like for this. So,
and then the landmark, you will be able to re-roll the image.
Yeah, and change the text too, I think, right?
Correct. Yeah. It's a full edit mode.
Yeah. Now we don't have that built in yet. Like Marcio said earlier, that's going to be later this week. But yeah, we're going to be building that. Okay. What else? Any other questions, Andrea?
Oh, we have tons of questions.
Oh, we have tons of questions? Okay, are we going to be able to link characters that have already been created? So, yes, Primordial. through Worlds essentially. So Worlds is essentially upgrading the linking feature, because before you could only link two like characters together, and now you can link any number of characters together as long as they're part of the same world. Right.
Yep.
Okay. Next question. I love how active everyone is.
Yeah, we have the next question from Tristar777.
Well, there have been more voices available. Wow, good question. We could add more voices. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't gotten our request yet, but yeah, if you want it, just put a feature request on Discord for it.
Yeah. That's a good one. Never thought about that.
All right. Why do items in value in gold, but the game doesn't have an AI game currency? Good question. So the item value in here, let me see if I can go to items so everyone knows what we're talking about. Let me go back here and let me go back. Let me see. We also changed the filter here. We made some updates, so hopefully you guys like that. All right, let's see. Item value. Okay, so yeah, so like this is I think what Tofu is talking about. The prices in essentially in gold. We're trying to make this agnostic because some people's like storylines and campaigns, they use gold, others use different currency. So we don't have an in-game official currency. Because we're kind of focused more on world building so that you guys can create your own games with it. So it's not really like, I don't know, right now it's not on the radar for us to create an in-game currency since people have the ability to customize this to kind of whatever they want. But if you have some thoughts on how that could be applied, I was again start a Discord feature request for it with some details, and then have everyone kind of chat through it, because we just want to make sure that we're supporting a lot of different paths and avenues for the world builders here.
Yep. Good question.
Yeah. All right. What? Any other questions, Andrea, before we move on to the next piece?
Yeah, I'm checking here. Let's see. Oh, here is from Gray.
All right. Gray said, is there a hard limit on the amount of memories, knowledge, and instructions that can be used? That is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the answer to that question. Have we defined that?
Yes. So, and that's a benefit between pro and for users. Pros will be able to have 20 like available memories, and then free users will have 10. Now, as far as instructions go, you can add as many. So we already have like the pre-established one, like style of speaking, emotional responses. I forgot the third one. But you will be able to also add additional instructions, and that will be unlimited.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And a good point. So we're going to keep that requirement. We're going to keep that feature where obviously pro users will have access to, a higher tier. We have a cap on it even for pro users right now, mostly just because we're not sure if you go past like a certain amount of context, we're just not sure how the AI is going to perform. Is it going to be too much context where it's going to degrade the quality of the conversation and of the adventures? But if not, we can update that. We can increase that, especially for pro users. So what I would say is, test it out, and let us know in Discord if you hit the max and you're like, man, I really want more, then something we could consider. Cool. All right. Any other chat conversations, or should I move on to the next piece?
Yeah, we have this Nice comment. Just wanted to highlight this one. It's really great, honestly, that the
Mhm.
app has been helping you organize your ideas.
Aw, thanks, Hunty. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're very happy to help, and hopefully you'll share with us, the world that you create, so we can all explore it and engage with it. That'd be really
Yeah,
cool.
we have more questions, but I think we can move on and go back to the questions once you
Okay.
show the others. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So then, I think the last thing I wanted to just kind of showcase everyone is the process of actually creating a world here. So I'm going to. Yeah, should we start a new one or should I edit one of my existing ones? What do you guys think?
I think we should start our new one because we
Yeah.
also pushed the latest build yesterday, so we want to make sure data is not corrupted from.
Okay. Well, you know what? Then I'll do World of Egyptian Gods because my wife is Egyptian and
Mhm.
she's awesome, and I need to get on her good side. All right. So a World of Egyptian Gods. All right. So we did add a tagging system, so you can basically just do like Egyptian and then gods like this, and that way it's just going to allow people to find your world better. I'll do Ultra HD and then enhance image generation. All right, cool. We'll still go ahead and create this world. In the chat, maybe you guys can help me. What are some Egyptian gods that we can create here? I know about Ra, so I'll create Ra.
Anubis.
Oh yeah, Anubis. Okay, Anubis, the Egyptian god. Okay, and where does Anubis live?
The underworld, I believe. I think he's the god of war.
And is it just called the underworld? I should probably know this.
Let me see where it is.
All right.
Yeah, it's also known as Duat. Anubis primarily resides in the underworld, also known as Duat.
How do you say
Duat.
We
Duat?
got some ideas from the chat.
Oh, okay, cool. All right,
Here,
so
Bastet.
world. Okay, we're gonna create this here.
But try to add some context, guys, because
Yeah,
I mean,
we
is
have no
that
idea.
like a location?
Yeah, we're not like archaeologists or very well versed in Egyptian gods.
It's a
All right,
goddess.
goddess. Okay, cool.
That's it.
And all right. So I'll create these. All right, cool, perfect. All right, so we have the world of Egyptian gods here. When you create a new world, first thing that you see is your locations are going to be empty. So let's add a location. I'm going to add Duat, which is the location we created, and I'm going to bind it to this world. Important piece here. This is very, very important. In order for the knowledge context to work, the binding is permanent, right? So if you put a summon in a world, it can only exist in one world at a time. You can still duplicate a summon, but in order for all this architecture to work, it basically it's part of one world, and that's how they know about each other. That's how we upgraded the linking system. So we go ahead and bind it to this world. All right, cool. And then we're going to I'm going to go into Duat, and I'm going to add character. I'll add Anubis. Okay, I'm going to add him. All right, perfect. And then I saw there was some other summons. So let's see. We saw Isis, Horus, Osiris. All right, so I saw two people say Horus. So I'm going to do Horus, the Egyptian god.
Yeah, we got Bastet, Horus, Isis, Osiris.
Tofu Eater, no, you're not allowed to leave the stream. I'm sorry. But yes, you can totally get some sleep. All right, so we add this, add Horus. Let's see. I'll add Horus to there. All right, cool. Okay, cool. So now we have our world of Egyptian gods, and we have one. Oops, sorry, I clicked out. We click back here, and we have one location currently, and in that location we have two characters, right? So this is essentially how you create a world. Now, a cool part about this is we also created a timeline here, and as you're building your world, this timeline is going to fill in, so people will be able to actually see like what happened in your world, like what's the history of your world. That's going to be pretty cool, not only for the world builder and for people to get updates about the world, but also when we add the contribution feature, you'll also be able to see other people who have contributed to your world. All right. And should we talk about contributions today, Marcio, or should we keep that in?
You can give them an intro. I think it's a nice intro, like a nice surprise. So they can, when we release the worlds feature, they can like expect, right away that new update later.
Okay. Okay. So we are working right now on adding a completely new capability to some worlds called contributions. Essentially, like imagine that me, Andrea, and Marcio each like we want to team up and we want to create a world together. Okay. I create this world of Egyptian gods, and Marcio creates, let's say, Isis. Yeah, Isis is the one Egyptian god. So Marcio creates Isis, and he wants to contribute it to my world. When he contributes it, there actually is going to pop up a contributors tab right here, or a contributors section. So you'll be able to see all the people who have contributed to creating this world. Now, we launched the first version of that in beta, and it was quite confusing. So we turned it off for now, and we're kind of rethinking some of it. Can you remind me, Marcio, like what were some of the feedback items?
Mostly, it was well received. It was well received by the beta testers. But we actually put a pause in it for a later release, not because it was not working, but because we are still thinking about certain settings. Because again, this is a collaboration, but we know that certain misunderstandings can happen. We want to like define the rights of ownership of that contributed summon. So we're still discussing that as a team to define pretty much ownership and how our contributed summon is going to be, who's going to have the right to edit a summon, who's going to have the right to move the summon within the world. Will the person who contributed the summon, will they be able to claim back their summon? So that's why we're still defining those like thin lines of ownership.
Yeah. Thanks for that summary. I remember now. Yeah, because the big issue is, like, let's say Marcio contributes to my world. Well, when you bind to someone to a world, it's permanent, right? And that's how. And so, like, let's say Marcio contributes his god to my world, and then Ender's Cave or Primordial comes in and they see one of the characters and they want to chat with it. So you've now started chatting with this character, and you started having your own adventures with this character. Now, let's say Marcio, he gets pissed off at me because I don't know, I ate his burger, and he's like, you know what? I didn't. I promise. Oh yeah. And Atif said it's like GitHub. Yeah. The contributors is exactly like GitHub, right? So like, let's say Marcio now, like he's mad at me and he wants to take back his summon. Well, it's already bound to the world. He can't, and it's not his world, right? And so that's one of the hurdles that we're trying to think of, like, how do we overcome. And then the other piece is editing. So let's say that Marcio creates, this character, and then he contributed to my world. I like it. It matches the theme of my world. So I accept it. Can Marcio edit it now? Because if he could potentially edit it and be like, let's say, well, Marcio's a good guy, so this wouldn't be real for Marcio, but let's say we had a bad actor come in, try to contribute a summon, and then after it's been accepted, then they go and they edit it to something inappropriate. Well, you now have something inappropriate on your world. So there's kind of a lot we got to think through there. Maybe what we'll do, maybe we should start like a whole feature thing on Discord about it. And maybe we can see if, you guys, the community, can kind of help us talk through and solve some of these problems. That might be nice. All right. All right. So that is the contribution feature. We'll be bringing it back, but after Worlds goes live. So we're going to go live with Worlds, just straight up, with Worlds right now. So that's our plan, because we want to get this going.
Yeah, and
good.
Yeah, we actually had a question from Ray related to that on the timeline. I just highlighted it for that.
Okay, yeah. So any timeline on when the whole thing is going to go fully live? Yeah, we are looking at. So this week we're going to be opening the beta further. So we're going to add another probably 50 to 100 people this week, and then I believe next week we're going to try to do what's called an open beta on Android. Right? Sorry, not next. I should say the week after this upcoming week. I don't want to scare Marcio. You should see the way Marcio just looked at me. He's like, "What are you saying, Jedi?" So, if you guys aren't familiar with the way Apple and Android work, so basically, with Apple has a lot of restrictions when it comes to beta testing. They actually don't let betas on the App Store, but Android does. So we're probably going to go live first to Android with an open beta. There will be a specific link that you have to use, and then that open beta will actually be part of the real production environment, which means that anything you do is going to be with a real account. It's going to be like on your real account. It's all real, essentially. And then for iOS, because iOS doesn't allow us to do like an open beta, you guys can participate in the private beta, which is on a separate server, or you can wait for the full app to be ready. We do anticipate that this is going to go live for everyone within 3 weeks. So it won't be long to wait no matter what, but we do want to get it to open beta status first.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we're almost there. Of course, I said that before, right?
No, but I think right now, that timeline you just gave is very realistic. The world feature is right now we're in like the last. I tested this yesterday. It was fully working. So again, we just want the feedback from the beta testers. Any last minute improvements, because we want this to be perfect for you guys. You guys deserve it. So definitely.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and really the only thing that's not. So the only things that are not working like 100% right now, it's really just the knowledge. We're still making tweaks to how knowledge, and equipment works. Some people I know, I think it was Valithrex reported earlier today that the knowledge wasn't working. Where like if he added a piece of equipment to another character, it would actually unequip it from the prior character. So there's like stuff like that we're working out, but I think all that's going to be fixed by this week. So yeah. All right, and let's see. Oh, I saw Rob also posted some more information about the interesting gods. Thank you.
Yeah, we had this question. Can we see a short movement in the picture in the future?
Short movement in the
like
picture.
animation, like animation Jedi.
Ah, that's a cool idea. Yeah, we could probably do that. Maybe that's something we could add for our pro users. Is like the ability to select like animation styles for their images. Yeah, it's a good idea, Sasley. Do me a favor and just put it in a feature request on Discord,
It's
and then we'll. Oh,
there,
is it already
there's
there?
already there's already a request for it. It's already in the spreadsheet. With
Oh, okay,
William, we
cool.
discussed it to put a pause in it, to finish right now the ones that are can easily be implemented towards the flow of worlds and summon types, because that will be a completely new feature, that we haven't even had in our previous releases. So
That's true. Yep, that's true. Yeah, and for all of the feature requests that are in Discord right now, I know it's been probably like 2 months since we released an update. That's because we've been working on Worlds, and we kind of have like all hands on deck for it.
yep.
Yeah, we promise we're going to get to the feature requests. It's just Worlds has been the number one feature request, so that's why we're doing this one first, and then we'll work on the rest. And we also do have, we are going to be working on adventures, which is going to be coming up. These are going to be part of Worlds. So, like, one of the reasons that we're structuring Worlds the way we are is for adventure mode and the ability to actually like go on these adventures. Because in order to go on adventures, you need to have a hierarchy and a system in place. So a lot of these decisions that we're making are for that. It's like in preparation. So let's keep that in mind. And let's see, would that also include, I see Primordial, yeah, Tiamat said, would that also include adding summons from other users to a world we built? Yeah, so for the contributor piece, we're trying to make it so that you can do collaborative world building if you want to, right? It'll be optional. So you always have a choice. You could keep a world just to yourself, where you're the only person who's authoring it, or you could actually have friends come in and build a world with you. So we're trying to add capabilities for both. All right, Gray says I've got 3 worlds I want to build. Awesome. Want to see those. And yeah, okay, cool. So I think that's basically it. And we're coming up on the end of the hour here. So yeah, I think that was a pretty good conversation, everyone.
Yeah, we had just one final question from Underscape that I missed before. This is related to the voices.
Is there more voices for Asian yet? Could use some more Asian sounding voices, Japanese, Chinese, Korean characters. That's a cool idea. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we haven't really discussed voices in the past couple of months. So yeah, we can add more. I'm pretty sure the provider that we use for the AI voices, I'm pretty sure they have a whole list. So yeah, I'll just start a thread, and then maybe we can get a summary of which ones people want the most, and then we can add some more in after Worlds.
So Anders, if you can just add it, because that feature is not in the feature request list. So add a feature request and maybe post that link in the discussion channel, so that way you can like give some type of exposure and people can like participate in your feature request thread.
All right, Justa King says one last question. All right, what is it, Justa? Let's see. Oh, and while Justa's typing, I saw Nima said we could put our own OC in other worlds to play personally. So with adventure mode, right now the thought is that we're going to have a new type of summon, which is going to be an adventurer, and there will be like a level system, a combat system, all that. So you would be able to kind of jump into another person's world and go on an adventure with your adventurer. But we haven't flushed all that out yet, so that's just kind of like the high level thing we're rolling towards, but we'll get there. All right, and then Justin King said, can we transfer older summons or images to some of the new categories that are upcoming? Yep, totally. Any old summon that you created can be bound to a world. So yeah, it's going to be backwards compatible. We wanted to make sure that things are backwards compatible because we know how much effort everyone puts into their worlds, into their characters. Cool. All right, so I think we are good. We had a ton of people join us today, so thank you everyone for joining us. If you have not yet participated in the beta and would like to, please reach out on Discord. Like I said, on Monday, we're going to be taking invites for probably another 100 people, and then we will basically slowly add more people all next week. We'll have just a larger and larger beta, and then the week after we'll probably do open beta. So yeah, if you want to participate, you want to get early access, please just let us know. I would say, maybe on the community chat or the Ask Team. Should it be Ask the Team, Marcio? What do you think? Where should they message us?
I think I can send a sign up. We have a Google form where they need to fill out some information just to make sure we have covered certain devices, and then I can send that in the discussion channel, which is the one that has maybe multiple channels, so that way we can have enough exposure.
Yeah, and for that, just make sure that everyone joins Discord, because that's the best place really to get
Yeah,
all
guys.
info in the app, guys. I send the link on the chat. But if you have any questions, you can just join the Discord and on the discussion channel that Marisa said, and we'll give it more information on the beta there too. So we'll hopefully see you there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, and I fixed the Discord too, so now you can see all the channels. Sorry, I didn't realize the new members couldn't see all the channels by default. My bad. Awesome. All right. Thanks, everyone. Andrea, Marcio, thank you guys, and happy summoning, everybody. We'll see you online.
See you online.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.